Previously on the Mike Knoxxx Show.
The whole thing, from the day that man said, I'm your tribal chief, I put the food on the table, I take it off. Because of me, we can eat. Because of me, we all feed our families. I laugh eternally because I'm like, oh, this is leading towards him in a rock. 100%. But crybaby fans, he called you Cody Crybabies. You know who you are. You wanted this man to be your champion. He is your champion. Ratings have slipped. Interest has slipped. And here's the thing. When was the last time you heard a show was sold out? When was the last time you heard sold out seats? It is definitely both. I've always been a fan of blaming both equal parts of a company messing up on someone's career. Always have been. You've been with me now for about 2 years now. Go back and watch 10 years of showing you why I'm the best there is, the best of us, the best there ever will be in this podcast video business that you bitches all copy off of. Okay? I speak my facts. I speak my truth. No one puts a quarter in my back and say, speak this. What you get from Mike Knoxxx is Mike Knoxxx. You are 100% right. They're not helping Cody because things like I just mentioned, Randy being a fucking face doesn't help Cody.
Drums, please.
Viewers may find the following video disturbing.
This ain't nothing but healthy conversation.
Yeah. Perfect Plex Radio. We about to go live on him. Mike Knoxxx. That's with 3 X's because he's hardcore. Are y'all ready? We about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go! At the money, now you're all what you getting in. Perfect Plex Radio, got them listening. Mike Knoxxx, from Cena to The Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News and interviews, it's a one-stop shop. Matter of fact, let me give you more choices. You can call in and be the voice with the voiceless. So what you waiting on? Let's get it cracking. Let's talk wrestling, that's enough rapping. Perfect Plex Radio. Simply, we about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go!
Welcome back, wrestling fans, guys and girls around the wrestling world, to the Mike Knoxxx Show, yo. It is an honor and a pleasure to still be before you guys. Going on 15 damn years talking pro wrestling. And every single week, there is just so much content to consume in pro wrestling. It's to the point where if you don't consume enough wrestling, the problem is within yourself. So the question is, why aren't you consuming so much wrestling? I mean, over the weekend, just last night alone, we did have the NXT Battleground pay-per-view or PLE, whatever you decide to wish to want to call it, that took place yesterday. Some good things, my girl Kiana Jordan. We'll talk about her as well. We've had some horrible things that I saw. I mean, I'm sorry, WWE. As a heterosexual man who likes TNA, okay, and that's tits and ass, okay, let me just say I didn't need to see a twerk off, okay? That's just me. If you're going to have a twerk off, can I get somebody who's actually sexy, who's actually wearing red? That's all I want to ask you about. But today, guys, I stand before you with the plethora of wrestling conversation to talk about today, and even open your minds, if I could, to a question that has been plaguing the wrestling world for years. Now, I have come on this program, I have come on other programs, and I've openly always have said Shawn Michaels is my favorite wrestler of all time. What's going on, Jeffrey? Welcome back, or if you're ever still there in the Virgin Islands, thank you for tuning in. But I also said that Bret Hart is my 1A, right? That's my opinion, and there's nothing I can do but that, and that's keep that opinion. But I'm watching, if you haven't seen it, the documentary of the rivalries, between Bret and Shawn. And it had me thinking, right? Because, I mean, Vaughn's going to come on here, and he already has on an HBK shirt, which makes me mad because I finally got an HBK shirt. They have in my size, and I know he has more than one, but he keeps wearing the same one that I have. So, you might see I might have to do a wardrobe change, if you will, so to speak today. That was my plan before I saw him backstage wearing the same damn shirt. So, but I want to ask you the question. To me, I think it's the greatest rivalry that doesn't get spoken about enough. I think people complain and bitch about the Ironman match. And just frankly, from someone like myself who says wrestling is hashtag storytelling, right? Hashtag depth to dirt sheets. I'm just saying that Ironman match was pretty damn good inside the square circle. So before we get started, guys, as always, please like, follow, and subscribe to the show right now. I appreciate you if you go ahead and smash that like button. The views have gone up, but we got to get some more things popping around here on the network. Thank you, Charmaine. I did win for best show last year. You know what? Jack is back, right? So let's let Jack remind him of something.
Previously on the Mike Knoxxx Show.
Best UTR wrestling show.
For that. Well, that's a shame on you because guess what? It wasn't the NXT show this year. Okay? It's the one who puts the asses in the seats, people. Thank you. Good night. I got work to do. I appreciate all who vote for me. I appreciate it, honestly. Just wanted to mess with him and throw that little rib if I can, because he likes to throw out there that he won the funniest show of the year award. You know what I mean? But he got some competition this year. I don't claim to be funny. I don't think that I'm a certain kind of funny that makes you ha-ha kind of laugh. I'm funny in the sense of saying fuck you and your motherfucking mama. You know what I mean? I'm that kind of funny. You know what I mean? And no offense to nobody's mama, by the way. That was a Tupac line. Come at him, not me. That's why that's the greatest diss song of all time. I knew I could say no Vaseline. Some of you millennials want to say whatever this crap is they came out with lately between Drake and them. And I like Kendrick, but there's nothing that's better than Tupac's Hit 'Em Up. The man clearly said, fuck you, fuck your mama, fuck your granddad. Matter of fact, there's this song that's actually, if you watch The Shy, season 4, the end of the show, the guy comes on. I gotta remember this song, Dice. And he says, fuck your mama, fuck your granny, fuck your daddy. He said, I hope you fall down the stairs and catch COVID, all kind of stuff. That's a diss song nobody even heard of that I absolutely love. But make sure you guys, since you like, follow, and subscribe to the Mike Knoxxx Show, you like, follow, subscribe to Unpop Reviews Wrestling, and also my crew, my man King Vaughn Jr. 301 King Vaughn Jr. That is on the Twitter, the Victorious Ones podcast, over a decade now, and also Dice, man, the Z is silent. Also, check out them as well. But a lot to talk about in the week in wrestling. So, as I said last week, guys, we are going to change things up a little bit. We're going to get back into the best part about the Mike Knoxxx Show, and that's being able to talk about and dissect other things in professional wrestling. We have Unpop Review Watch Along for Raw. We have SmackDown Review. We have an NXT Review. I'm the only one, basically, that has a variety show. So I'm going to let those guys continue to be what those guys do and hold down their version of their shows. So the week in wrestling will not just become the JMO, just Mike's opinion. And Mike's opinion this past week in professional wrestling did start off with Monday Night Raw. Okay, because you can sit here and people got a lot to say about my man Ricochet. Is he or is he's not going? Oh, I'm sorry. It's been reported, right? PWI Insider reported he asked for his release. Or he informed them, shall I say, that he's not coming back. Well, until the ink is not dry on that piece of paper, we're going to talk about that in a second as well. But we will talk about here who I said last week on this program, Vaughn, the new Latino Heat. He's already grown the hair out. All right. In the words of the SmackDown Penitentiary show, he already got the baddest bitch in the game wearing his belt. Okay. So you got Liv Morgan, no longer mid. Okay. You got Rhea Ripley. They're all holding him down in that area of him. Now, is he really the new Latino Heat? I mean, it's just fun to throw ahead and throw things out there. This is no way. I don't want nobody coming at me. Oh my God. I do not need, Vicky Guerrero coming on the program again. Well, actually, we could use Vicky Guerrero on the program again. So, Vicky, if you're listening, you're more than welcome to come back onto the program and get it cracking. We'll love to have you back on the show. Okay. So, but in all fairness, I think he is. I think the storylines are added for. He got two of the, like I said, two of the nicer looking women in the WWE. We don't know what Rhea's actually going to do and who can beat Roxanne. We're going to talk about that as well. Coming up later, Charmaine, and thank you as always, Charmaine, for always tuning in. Her and Jeffrey going back and forth for that fan of the year. Might have to give out 2 awards this year between her and Jeffrey, as far as I'm concerned. At least if I got to say something, but we're gonna do it right this year when it comes to your award shows. We ain't picking within this group no more. We want the fans to pick who is actually the best. All right. So if I lose, I can say, you know what? Then damn it, I wasn't the best. Okay. So we're gonna check into that. But last week, like I said, real quick, real fast, just Mike's opinion about what's going on with these guys. He is the new Latino Heat. All right. He got her so mesmerized that she even came back and helped him out during the match. He's gonna get smashed by Braun Strowman. If that ain't tell you that man is slinging that Latino, then I don't know what he can tell you. All right, he is slinging it, okay? Not like his daddy, Rey Mysterio, who's just old and, you know what, can still wrestle better than half the people on the roster. Let's just be honest. Rey Mysterio, old as hell, gray beard and all. Ain't nothing wrong with your gray. I don't need no just for men. Real men let the gray come in, all right? Because you get to my age, you become an elder statesman. The women, and most importantly, my woman, lets the gray, the silver look. Call me her silverback. All right. So that's all you need to know about that. All right. But look at it. She playing in his hair. He getting all mesmerized. And if you got hair, hell, I got a bald head, but my wife starts putzing with my head. Woo, things get to going. Okay. So look, I'm intrigued by this storyline, but I want to talk about this right here, Dice and Vaughn and the audience. Again, comment below. Let me know. And it's been going on all day. To be honest, at this point, no Ricochet to leave the E unless he's trying to win an actual goal. And again, I'm going to speak about that real fast, Freckles Sensei. But you got to check out the Unpopular Review, Raw Review watch along tonight, an hour after I go off the air. Make sure you guys tune in and check in and lock in with those guys, Executive Consultant, Freckles Sensei, and Evil Dos. But okay, I get my kids, right? Like, my kids are intelligent wrestling fans. My kids will stop liking you if your theme song sucks, right? All of a sudden, they don't like AJ Styles no more. I tried to explain to him, baby. He wanted his song to be changed. He said he couldn't have people singing his song no more. He's a heel now, so he couldn't have people coming out to it. So he made it this way on purpose. But some people still say it in today's world. It's a bop. You know what I mean? But Ricochet. Let's just be real here, guys. Other than my kids and a couple, people who, really believe in whatever it is they'll believe in. Thank you, sir. If he leaves, who's crying? Right? Who's really crying? I'm gonna just think this first and foremost. And again, I don't reach out. I don't try to reach out. It's eventful to me to reach out. To me, it's all about watching wrestling in an organic way. Again, today, you guys would have completely destroyed the NWO. Y'all would have. Y'all would have ruined it for everybody. Y'all would have been like, oh my God, this is what's going on. That's what's going on. It would have because you guys would have been told everything. That have ruined it. Y'all have told us, oh, Sting's not really gone. All that stuff would have happened. So I'm glad, and I stay in that realm of wrestling for me. I like watching wrestling, as they say, through rose-colored glasses, right? Through the eyes of children, right? Believing us. This is why, again, I say it all the time on here. I love the NXT show. They watch wrestling, and they report wrestling on our program to me. And I'll be honest with you. I report how I talk because I'm just Mike Knoxxx, but I love their take on wrestling. They're fans. They don't get into what we talk about here, and they stay. Stella, shout out to you, girl. All right, because she follows those storylines and she rocks with them. But for me, okay, I want to be surprised. I don't want to know when we're going to talk about it, but Samantha Irvin is still there. Last time I checked, all these guys and girls all work together, right? If you get drafted to Raw and you're married, your husband or wife, your spouse is going to Raw. So all of a sudden now that we supposed to believe he's leaving? I don't believe so. I want to know, like, so let's Ricochet himself and contacted Pre-WI Insider and said, hey, I told him I was out of here after my contract, which we don't know. Maybe that's true. I'll personally, for me, not for you, for me, will believe it once I see it. Okay? But the bigger question is, why do y'all care so much? You know what I'm going to say to you? I know some of you may not think this way. Where's your Ricochet t-shirt? Where's your Ricochet? Up until he fought Logan Paul, up until that moment in the Royal Rumble, other than him and taking on Dragunov, I've never heard you motherfuckers say, oh my God, Ricochet just put on a hell of a banger of a match. Now, can he go? We know he can go. Have they not done the best by him? I would think that's a fact as well. Thank you, my brother. I would think that's a fact. They haven't done the best by him. You heard the opening monologue from last week's show. I'm always going to blame it on the company and the wrestler. The fans love Samantha too much to have her leave also. Okay? But I don't think that'll be a case. Okay? But my thing is, no, no one's checking for Ricochet. I've never seen y'all check for a Ricochet match. However, he has been very impressive to me. And we have seen him more recently than we have in a very long time, which lends me, as this is the show for the intelligent wrestling fan, where Barbershop Talks Meets Radio, and I'm your $1 million host, and you're the $1 million audience. So let's tag each other out to form that $1 million connection and use our brains. You know, that's your, in your head. What's that, Jimmy? That's 3 feet above your ass. Okay, is your brain. Okay, that's a little League of Their Own reference there, folks who don't know about League of Their Own. Okay, they ain't shutting me down. Okay, let's use our heads here. I don't think he's going anywhere, but they've been showing him so much more now. Why would he leave? Right? So he didn't go where? So that's what everybody says, right? As soon as someone leaves WWE, the first thing that comes to their mind, guys, is they're going to All Elite WWE. That's where they're going to go. They're going to All Elite Wrestling. To go there and do what? It's like, how many people out here got children? Right? Yeah, he's been on TV like every week the past couple of months. My point, right? You got kids, you get all excited, right? As adults, you buy your kids something nice, especially you got a baby like newborns and shit and toddlers. You're like, oh, look I got my baby. I got a brand new Star Wars, whatever. And all that baby cares about is the damn box. Okay? That's AEW. Tony Khan treats them like the box. They're the toy, but all Tony Khan cares about is the box. And we know what the box is. We're not talking about the Coke that's in the box. We're talking about the actual box. Okay? They're going to cheer. Somebody says in the chat, because I'm calling you guys out again. Everybody in our chat, can you stop having conversations, if you will, so to speak, about such a strong topic, but don't have the balls or varying fortitude to come on to the Mike Knoxxx Show or to the NXT show, or more importantly, the SmackDown Penitentiary, or even better than that, shows we have dedicated to these conversations on Thursdays. To have this conversation. But you're right. There's nothing but crickets when this man comes out. So AEW, they're you know, I'm sorry, Tony. They're all crack. You smoke crack, don't you, Sam's? That's AEW's fan base. Okay? They will take and accept anything because it's not the WWE. But when that's all said and done, what's next? So I do believe if he was to leave, again, I don't think he is. But if he was to say, okay, I'm done, I see him somewhere like TNA. Right? There's someone said today after the conversation, because we're going to get to TNA in a second, or their women's champion who lost last night to Roxanne Perez. Don't y'all know that they're partnered together? They formed a partnership, WWE and TNA. And honestly, he would be better in TNA than AEW. For y'all go over there, what? So they can recreate the match between him and Bruv. Come on, guys. They got to think bigger than one match. This man's got to worry about his career. He got to support that fine-ass wife he got. Because guess what? I'll tell you one thing, y'all. One thing for sure, and this is definitely for certain. If that man leaves and she has not said I do, you better say goodbye, okay? Because ask Randy. I'm sorry, Randy, put your business out there, okay? But them dudes in the back gonna be surfacing. Hawk or vultures, whatever you want to call them. They say they coming. They want to go to Pound Town. So comment below and let me know, Ricochet, to go or not to go. Who gives a fuck? That's the question, okay? But on Raw, we get to, here it is. BGM. Hey, BGM. BGM. Funny story. I asked my son, my daughter and I do that every single time we see them on TV. I said, what are you doing, Christian? You know what that is? You know what BGM stands for? He wasn't wrong. He said, background music? I said, yes. But in this case, we're talking about Black Girl Magic. Okay? They shut up on Raw, got their asses whooped after whooping some asses, and that happened. Because again, I'm not going to talk about it. So then on SmackDown, right? We got Cody. This is just Mike's opinion about the week in wrestling, right? Everybody, Dice, help me out with this, man. I find this funny. I really do. You guys completely bitched and cried about the Bloodline. They're on TV too much, man. Roman doesn't defend his title, man. But now y'all want to see the old Bloodline come back to beat the new Bloodline. And y'all even saying shit like this Bloodline is boring. Are they? Are they? Or they're just not for you. Again, what may be for me may not be for you. Okay? That's reality. Right? We all don't like everything. Okay? And in case you're wondering, AEW review, there's nothing to talk about today. MJF is back, and he did a lot of cursing, and he fixed his jacket. It's no longer a vest and a coat. It's just all one. Boom. That's your AEW news for the week. Okay. But we get the Bloodline. But first we get Cody. And again, I talked about it last week. It was such a good conversation. Vaughn said, hey, man, I might want to do the Roman effect too, because Cody is being affected by it. Dice didn't feel so way. Again, remember, guys, what may be for me or what may be for you is still just Mike's opinion, right? But this Cody and AJ Styles feud, I'm okay with it because they put on a very good match to me, okay, in Saudi. I thought the match was really, really good. But let's just be real here. An I Quit match? And I was staying corrected on Thursday, on Saturday's show. I came on air with the SmackDown Penitentiary. And a lot of great wrestlers have said I quit, all because of John Cena with the STFU, right? Or Mark Henry did it better. Yes, he did the retirement. I definitely agree. Okay. But I don't want to see AJ Styles say I quit. And we know Cody's not going to quit. So maybe we'll get a pass out or something. Can I have that? I can deal with that. If there's an I Quit match and the guy just is incapacitated, then I'm cool with it. But I don't see one of these guys go out that way. But then Black Girl Magic, again, hold on, BGM, right? That's better than CEO, by the way. Why would I want to say CEO when I can say BGM? It fits all the girls, okay? They're on SmackDown. Now they're going to have a triple threat tag team match at Clash of the Castle this Saturday. But then we get the Bloodline. Back to the Bloodline, right? That's all that matters on Thursday, on Friday. Look at that. You got a new right-hand man. This is all orchestrated to go against Roman. But I said this also on SmackDown Penitentiary show on Saturday morning. I'm not so sure that Paul Heyman is going to be so quick to go back to Roman Reigns. This is all too well orchestrated. They are the beginning, just like the original Bloodline. They started the show, they end the show. So they can't be boring because if somebody said, I read one of the posts, can't no one talk. Could Roman talk at first? And I'm a big Roman Reigns mark. But Roman wasn't spitting hot fire until Paul Heyman started working with him and to the point where he didn't need Paul no more. Okay? And then most of the best of Roman talks are ad-libs in the ring, talking shit. Never forget when he grabbed, this is my camera, this is my people. That Roman is untouchable. Okay? But shout out to my man, Coach Phil, who said, man, you got to talk about it. I'm talking about it on the, we talk about Bret versus Shawn. Is there a difference to you guys between mic skills and promo skills? Because I think there really is a difference. You can be good on the mic, but do you cut good promos? Can you cut good promos, although your mic skills isn't up to par, up to snuff? The Bloodline don't need it. You got Paul Heyman, and I don't think Solo is as terrible as people think he is. But the new Bloodline is here in effect. They got the new right-hand man. They got the new enforcer. They take on a Street Profits and Kevin Owens to just this match was actually pretty good. This is the best part of SmackDown to me was this match. Okay, put Kevin Owens through a table and that. But real fast, guys, again, just my opinion. Battleground. I went to their WWE, was it TikTok or Instagram? I was on one of them damn pages. And I was surprised when I comment, because I really don't comment on a lot of things. I was shockingly surprised that I was not the only person. And it was, I had a lot of likes, over 4,000, 8,000, 10,000 likes of people complaining also about the twerk off. Okay. We need to see NXT version of Solo Sikoa in the Bloodline, in my opinion. His Street Fighter gimmick was entertaining. I think we get that a little bit, but I think it's been upped. Because I like the gloves. Somebody said, oh, the gloves look stupid on it. The gloves, to me, make them look more badass, right? That, to me, that just shows the difference between wrestling fans. You can never please anybody, all right? We're never all agree on 10 straight things. Just won't happen. Watch the conversation today, Bret or Shawn. Nobody's going to agree on that, of that many people in a row. That's a different subject. A lot of people like Shawn Michaels, a lot of people like Bret Hart. But you get my point. If you don't, well, that's on you. But see a twerk off. I didn't get to see a twerk off, but you complain and bitch about Vince McMahon and his booking. I make this shit add up. You want to bitch and complain about the way you have females being portrayed. That was the thing. Women in wrestling should not be portrayed this way any longer. But yet she said, I told you, and then shout out to Dice Man again. Damn, we got a lot of points this week, Dice. Who always a fan of Lola Vice because he watched her from MMA because of her twerking. So people like Dice, no offense to my man who's backstage holding me down as my producer. Okay, one of my producers. That doesn't turn me on. I don't care less if you can fucking twerk. I turn on my Instagram, it's something about twerking everywhere. I don't give two shits about twerking anymore. No one gave a shit about twerking when Patrick was doing this shit. The original twerker. I'm over this shit. Oh, turn around. Then she takes the white girl in the middle. Oh, you twerk too, with no ass at all. Okay, twerking, just dumb, wasting my time. But this match, this ladder match to lead off this pay-per-view, this PLE, was amazing to me. The fact they had to all get Lash Legend out of the match because she was whooping their asses for what it's worth. But my girl, Kalani Jordan, listen. Oh, that's okay, Charmaine. Neither can I. Okay. She impressed me. Like the way this match was going, the MVP of the match, though, was Soroka. That move she does, she did it off the ladder, off of this, off of that. What up, though? I mean, she was just impressive. But I call Kalani Jordan. This ain't one of the ones you can say, well, oh, I told you so. Mello's girl doesn't miss either. So it's a 6-women ladder match. Anybody could have come out of this match to me who won this, and anybody to me was deserving to have this match. But I also thought about further moving the needle, right? Jada Parker, amazing look, right? But I gotta look at the demographics of moving towards the CW, right? Kalani Jordan's a little bit more prettier in the face and a little bit more homegrown pretty, right? There's a difference between being sexy and being very cute, right? Sometimes too much sex appeal turns off people because they know they can't probably get a girl like that. But when you're cute, you kind of got that home girl, around the way kind of vibe. I think that's a little bit more of a selling point. Okay. And yeah, don't forget, just because Vince is not there, okay, aesthetically pleasing people, men and women in general, is the reason why you're a champion versus not a champion. The likes of seeing a Mick Foley again being champion are like slim to none. Okay. You got to be able to sell and appeal to men and women. But Kalani Jordan winning his title, making history. Right now, yet again, we have Black Girl Magic all over the place winning titles in the wrestling world, and it's absolutely amazing to me. Then we get to the match that people are complaining and bitching about. Same old WWE. Same old WWE. They let this girl come in here to lose to Roxanne Perez. I'm sorry. Is Roxanne Perez some kind of slouch? I get the chick got muscles for days. Hell, she got bigger muscles than Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. So what? Right? Somebody say, oh, there it is. I should have known WWE was not going to let her win that title. Well, they worked together. It still wouldn't have been a bad idea if she would have won or not won. It's one of the things where I think wrestling fans need to get to a point where it shouldn't matter to you. Wins and losses don't matter in wrestling, people. They don't. That's why what made AEW's, rank system stupid as hell. People really believe that Jordan was going to win in the winning the WWE ring. You know, I just don't understand people, right? Like, it doesn't matter.
Wouldn't have been a bad idea though. It would have been more interesting than anything.
I would flip a coin with that opinion, right? Would it have been more interesting in the sense of, a TNA wrestler wins a WWE sort of title? It's NXT. How many people are really watching NXT on a week-to-week basis?
Not a bad idea.
You know, on a week-to-week basis. I just don't get it. But for me, having Roxanne Perez win, to me, was the better of the move. She just got the title back. And then the way how the match ended made everybody still feel safe and be able to go over. And it still made old girl look very strong. Just my opinion. Then we get right here. They should have, this should have been the best match of the year. Tomato. Trick Williams beat Ethan Page, Ethan Page. And I got people thinking, well, Ethan Page did not sign with the WWE. That's what he told somebody. Stop it. Just stop it. They're not letting this man wrestle in the main event of their program, and he's not signed. We'll be right back, y'all. Go take a small break. You say Jordan Grace did tweet. Put that back up for me. My time will come. Exactly. We're going to take a break. Come back with the Week in Wrestling Live this week. We'll be right back, y'all, to the Mike Knoxxx Show. You got any commercials up in here? We do. There we go.
Breaking news coming from UPR's SmackDown Penitentiary. It seems as though some retaliating shots have been fired. Let's go in for a closer look.
Hey, listen, best show out there. Listen, all the other shows, I got another soliloquy real quick. All you other shows, you tried to throw some shots at us earlier. Tried to throw some shots at us earlier this week. But you know what? It's all good. They keep coming back to the penitentiary. We don't need low-cut shirts. We don't need low-cut shirts to show our bra sizes. We don't need rip-offs of gentrified news because we already got that for the Mike Knoxxx Show. 2 words, too sweet. You know how we do it. We don't even have to throw shots at y'all. We don't even have to have outlandish takes that we don't even believe in to get y'all to watch. Y'all just come here to get the real. You get Z, you get Vic. Listen, you get, so all that other stuff that y'all talking about, get them though. Get them!
Yo, it's crime time. EST. Soul Man, Rocky Johnson. It's the Honky Tonk Man. NWO. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? UPR and Around the Blocks give to you This Week in Wrestling History with King Von.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Of course, this is King Von Jr. of the Victorious Ones podcast and Perfect Plex Talk Radio to give you your week in wrestling history. On June 10th, 1996, Scott Hall unveiled his big surprise on WWE Monday Nitro when he introduced Kevin Nash to return. Of course, that's when they ambushed Eric Bischoff. And of course, that same day in 2002, Stone Cold Steve Austin walked out of WWE hours before Raw was due to go live in Atlanta. On June 11th, 2006, WWE presented ECW One Night Stand. And that was the night that RVD defeated John Cena, thanks to Edge with a spear. On June 12, 2005, WWE presented ECW One Night Stand for the very first time in 2005. And so, of course, that night was when the Dudley Boys had the tie-down. Had the tie-down for the last time. And of course, that same night, Rey Mysterio brought out his old school gear as well as Chris Jericho. On June 13th, 1993. WWF at the time presented its first ever King of the Ring pay-per-view, and that night Bret Hart had become the King of the Ring winner as he defeated Mr. Perfect, Razor Ramon, and Bam Bam Bigelow, all without the sharpshooter. And of course, on June 14th, 2015, Money in the Bank took place, and Seth Rollins defeated Dean Ambrose to retain his Money in the Bank briefcase. As far as birthdays, June 10th, Deon Purrazzo turns 30. June 12th, Mark Henry turns 53. And of course, that is your Week in Wrestling History. Mike Knoxxx, back to you.
Yo, it's crime time.
EST.
Soul Man, Rocky Johnson. It's the Honky Tonk Man. NWO. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? UPR and Around the Blocks give to you This Week in Wrestling History with King Von.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Mike Knoxxx Show. There you go, Vaughn, again, dropping knowledge, spitting the facts. I love it. And as always, for anybody who want to come at the Mike Knoxxx Show,
just bring it, bitch!
It's that simple. Listen, guys, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to this program because and again, I just want to talk about this real fast today, guys, as I get back into the segments that I believe that made you guys stick around and stay around with this program. And that's just honest reporting, right? I'm a fan, but I can speak my opinion. In fact, like I said, I'm just keep it real with you. Let's just talk about Michael Jordan. Okay. Let's talk about Derrick Rose being a bust. Other than that, I'm pretty open to any kind of suggestion. I would never. There's nothing you could ever do that's going to make me think that Michael Jordan's not the greatest basketball player of all time. Absolutely not. Don't even come on my realm or my discussion about it. All right. I had some guy, I don't even want to call him out of his name like that. Right. I posted, the thing, I share a lot of things lately, right? It was like when I hear people say that Michael Jordan's not the GOAT, and they said they played the clip from Lean on Me. You smoke crack, don't you, Sams? And I got an inbox full of shit like, oh, you Jordan Knights and your Jordan's this and your Jordan's that. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is that? It's just my opinion, Mike. That's Mike's opinion. You know what I mean? Comment on your shit, which, a lot of y'all shit be stupid. That's your world. I'll let you have at it. You know what I mean? It's just you stupid. So that's the shoot. But in this conversation right here, I thought it was very important to talk about this today because
I have the insights to do it.
A lot of people don't talk about, to me, the greatest rivalry in WWE history because we can go back and forth to realness on the screen versus, non-realness. We know there was real heat between Savage and Hogan. We know there was real heat between Edge and Matt Hardy, right? We've seen real heat before, but to me, we've never seen real heat that equates to great matches like these two have done, including great promos, in my opinion, between Bret and Shawn Michaels. Just to let you in on my world, I am a wrestling junkie, and I when I thought I was cute, about 40, 50 pounds lighter, getting girls, having bigger rings, I'm the game. You know what I mean? What's your nickname? I had girls, they know nothing about wrestling. My name's HBK, Heartbreak Kid. That's how I met my wife. We working at Sloman Shields, selling security Johns. Everybody got their name on the board. I'm putting HBK on the board. She's like, who the hell is this? Erase my name. What the fuck? Erase my name. I'm the Heartbreak Kid up in this joint. And I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Got it tattooed on me. That's how much I love both these gentlemen right here. Now, just a few things just to point out right here, right? So,
who's a better wrestler? Yeah, I would say Bret Easy.
The best wrestler, Bret Hart. I won't argue that.
I don't know anybody ever having a bad match with Shawn. I was a better performer.
And I believe that to be as true as well. I think he was the best performer between those guys. And a lot to talk about in this, because again, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer, but I want to bring on a member of the crew, a member of the team, and the Grand Poobah himself. He's back to the network. We're glad to have him back here on the network. So I want to go ahead and get him on here in a second and bring on Bad Guy Jack, the Grand Slam Poobah himself. Never go about it. Hates, the Bret Hart slander, right? And I want to have him on to discuss this because you guys always get my take on how I feel about Bret Hart and how I feel about Shawn Michaels. And so for me, there really are 1 and 1A. I like what they both said, right? Shawn openly admits he's a better wrestler. But you had Taker, you had every peer that's a peer in this business say in the ring, Bret Hart could do it all in between the ring. But there's not a better performer, a better showman than Shawn Michaels. So with that being said, again, I want to bring on a huge Bret Hart fan. I had my shirt on earlier. All right, I'm trying to do wardrobe change to show my love for Bret and Shawn, right? So I had to have a little wardrobe change. So welcome. He walked away.
I'm right here. Can I be heard?
Yeah, you can be heard. I think you're gonna get a shirt. I feel a shirt coming on.
I can't find it. I can't find it.
Okay.
I thought I was prepared. I thought I was prepared, but I wasn't. And watch, I'm gonna find a shirt when I don't need it. But let's talk about Bret Hart.
What's your take on why you put Bret number 1? I want to hear from you why.
Oh, wow. Everyone wants to hear from me. So I was just introduced to wrestling by Bret. So I was immediately just taken by this guy. As I've gotten older, I really much respect Shawn Michaels' work, but Bret Hart was the guy who brought me into wrestling. I tell people all the time, I don't do wrestling podcasting if I don't see a Bret Hart. And I can't sit here and tell you this match is what did it. I can just really say, hey, I saw this dude with leather jacket, these cool ass glasses. He had the hair. And I remember, and that was one of the things I've always like. I just said, oh my God, this guy have a cool factor.
No,
I'm sorry. I was supposed to go.
No, I thought you was continuing. That's all. I think the cool factor for him was also pretty good for me. What drew me to Bret Hart exactly what I think drew most people. At this time, you're in a world of the big guys in WWE, right? At that point in time, for me, go back and watch the UPR shorts, and they talk about lust in the eyes. And at an early age, I fell out of my love with Hogan because I felt he was lusting for Miss Elizabeth, and I sided with the Macho Man. And from that point on, siding with the Macho Man, I started noticing the lesser, taller wrestlers being great. You know what I mean? I also grew up a big Dusty Rhodes fan, right? Because I've always loved true good wrestling. Ronnie Garvin, the Hands of Stone. I think Ricky Morton gets underrated for how great he was in the ring from the Rock and Roll Express. We all know about the great matches that you have for Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. But when I saw Bret Hart, the Hart Foundation, take on the British Bulldogs, it was just out of this world to me. Dynamite Kid and Bret Hart were some of the greatest I'd ever saw perform in a ring. And when I saw that, I was just drawn to it. And then, but there were certain things to me Bret did lack. Someone who was as arrogant as even as a kid, I was always arrogant, right? True story. You ever watch the Goldbergs? I love that show. It's like the
I do not.
The 80s. You should watch the Goldbergs. It's a great show.
I hate that name.
It's a great because it's Bill Goldberg. I got you. Okay.
Is he in the show?
No, he's not on the show today. But
one without the other isn't any good. Oh, I knew he was going to do that.
And it was things like that for me that took Shawn over the edge for me. He was, and it's one of the clips they show where Bret even says he sees a lot of Shawn in him, right? And I would venture to say that I think Shawn did take some pointers, some takes, if you will, the drumliness of Bret Hart, right? He mimics him in a sense. But I also
at his own twist.
At his own twist. But I also saw things in Shawn that was not in Bret that I absolutely loved. And if I can just bring those up real fast here. Sorry about that. What's going on here? Doing too many clicks here. Go back. All right. Thought I added that to stage. There it is. Okay. And that was this right here. Like, to me, they are one of the greatest rivalries of all time, Jack.
Yep. I agree. I agree.
I think the realness of the ring, I think this match, right? I know Chris says it's overrated. I came across one thing about YouTube and Google. Now you realize that if you look at one thing, everything is now being heard and said, right? Sure. There's nothing to me overrated about this match at all. They say it was literally one of the most overrated matches in WWE history. And I'm wondering, what are you guys watching? If you watch that match from pillar to post, all 60 minutes, it was a grind out match. It had heavy hitting. It had everything entertaining, everything it could have in that match. But you look at how they start off. Both WWE magazine covers all the time, Pooba, all the time on there. They were the face of the company, and Bret Hart's words, the leader of the new generation was these two guys. Their ladder match that never gets spoke about how great that was. Their Survivor Series match when he's a European champion versus a world champion. Great how that match was, if you will. Again, the Ironman match goes without being said. I just thought over and over and over, whenever those guys face each other, they were the best to do it. Bret even says at one point, you go back, the documentary, the rivalry thing is so telling about things I never even knew or paid attention to at that time. Shawn winning that title at WrestleMania 12, I did not know that he actually said to that man, get him the fuck out my ring.
Yeah. No, I've heard about that so many times, and that's what I was like. I can listen. I'm glad that Shawn Michaels is he's a different man, but I don't blame people who wanted to punch him in the throat or because he was just an arrogant. Like when you hear that, you're like, he said that to Bret. Like, yeah, all right.
And Bret was completely upset when he says, "Look, I give this guy 60 minutes. I pass the torch to him, and he tells him to get the fuck out the ring." Right, that was very selfish. But Shawn talks about it. Kevin Nash talks about it. This guy was young, drugs, flamboyant. He didn't know no better. My hate for Shawn Michaels runs even to today. Wow, Dennis.
I like this Dennis guy. Good job, Dennis.
No way the Iron Man match was amazing. They made 1 hour match. What?
You know what I think? I think a lot of people say it's overrated because there's been all these different Iron Man matches, and they're probably like everyone rated this, but there's these other Iron Man matches. Because I can't sit there and I don't want to sit there and say I have this crazy love for the Iron Man match. But I've never had no issue. But I never had an issue. I never sat here and said like, man, this is overrated. I never thought overrated.
But you know what you always get? You get matches after the fact, and it's easy to say, well, that match is better. Well, just like the ladder match between him and Razor, they used one fucking ladder.
They did.
Things are going to get better as they get. I mean,
no, 100%.
Keeps getting better and better and better, right? Everything gets better.
Is it?
It's supposed to get better. Fine wine. If you haven't seen it, go have yourself a good time and just look out for my man Reggie. Okay, but this whole thing between them was crazy, and then all of a sudden we got this.
Bret Hart with a sharpshooter. Yes, he is. Are you kidding me?
Nasty. Get this shit off the air.
I can't get off there because it's happened. It's a factual that happened in the situation. And
do not play that clip.
Why?
Have the insights to do it.
Don't play it.
I mean, see, here's my thing about wrestling fans in general, and it's one of the things I was watching in the rivalry. Right, Kofi Kingston said there was no way you were going for both wrestlers in this match. You were either one or the other. Well, they always say everybody's not for everybody, right? I didn't care who won that match. I wanted Shawn to win because he hadn't had the title, but I didn't care if Bret would have kept the title for me because they're both my guys, right? Their rivalry from Sunny Days line that was being said. Wow, again, I think a lot of things when you're younger, you don't even understand. Till you get older, you go, oh shit. I didn't even then, and now I wasn't a baby. That line went right over my head because there wasn't the internet to tell me, oh, he's talking about Sonny backstage. You know what I mean? So I didn't understand what that line meant. I got it later on when I heard it, right? Him saying he was a pussyfoot injury and he accused Shawn Michaels of faking an injury. You know what's funny about that is Shawn doesn't say, he doesn't deny it. Shawn doesn't say I wasn't hurt. It just says, well, you're a drug addict.
Didn't he? Isn't that the same time where he said his foot is broke or whatever, and then he does a moonsault off like the turnbuckle?
Well, that's whenever I lost my smile.
Yeah.
But we talking about the overrated guy.
Who's he? I want to know who's it.
Neither guy is overrated. Do not put that foreign filth back on my screen when he said something that horrible. Okay, because again, that's what your girlfriend might have said last night, but damn sure no one has ever said Bret and Shawn were overrated. There's underrated about these, overrated about these guys. Okay,
I just think that.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I agree. We shouldn't have highlight Christopher Harris's stuff here. I mean, this guy don't even like pancakes. He's not fun. So why are we highlighting this guy? He lost his smile because he saw the match back.
Okay, I know I got producers.
Who put that up? Who did that? Mike, why'd you invite me? Why'd you invite me?
I have producers.
Michael.
Producers. Not me.
I know you didn't. Is this the guy with the last alphabet for a name? I bet it's the guy with the last alphabet.
It's him.
The last alphabet.
I don't care. I am because he doesn't like the dude doesn't like Bret no way. So I'll call him by his name.
He's never said he's not like Bret Hart.
I'm very upset. I'm very upset at last letter man who played that and put that clip on. Very rude, Z. Very rude. And people don't even use that word. But only word person I think of Z is Sue.
After this match, right?
Awful.
It's the sad part about it is that both their careers went downhill from here. Right? Shawn
it's
injury, and that happens to Bret Hart. And I know you can sit here and you can want to blame Goldberg for that moment. Right?
Goldberg did it.
I'm just saying, it's professional wrestling. Every single time they have a match, your life is on the line. And I think
when you're in the ring with Bill Goldberg, your life is just flashing behind your eyes.
We're not gonna. I can't blame. I've seen every star wrestler, every single star wrestler, fuck up.
Now,
Steve Austin almost paralyzed. I mean, Owen Hart almost paralyzed Stone Cold Steve Austin. Okay, It happens. It absolutely happens. Rich Hollis, I make fun of Rich Hollis and all that. That's because Rich Hollis was a nobody who hurt Big E. Okay, but Owen was Owen. Goldberg was Goldberg. And then go ahead, Vaughn, and chime in real fast.
Yeah, let Vaughn speak. Vaughn, go ahead, take the floor.
All right. So anyway, so for one, they are 1A and 1B. You really can't have one without the other. So they are integral to each other's story. If anything, they're the biggest chapters of each other's story. It's like mentioning Sub-Zero without Scorpion. You know what I mean? Because they are like forever linked. So it's like, you know, it's all about whoever your preference is. So the thing is, I will say it like this: when it comes to technical standpoint, Bret has the advantage. You know what I mean? Bret's the Sub-Zero. When it comes to Flash, when it comes to entertainment, you know what I mean? Like who stands out more is Shawn Michaels. And the thing about it is that initially, I would have given the career advantage to Bret, but because of the way, you know, don't want to mention the 3-letter that he went to after Montreal, but because of that, that exactly. So because of that, you know, takes a slight hit. But then when Shawn comes back and has another 8 years on his career, that like, you know, that gives him the hit as far as his trajectory. So like I said, from all-time standpoint, you know, it could go either way, but I think consensus-wise, Shawn has a slight advantage just because of certain things. Also, the Mr. WrestleMania thing and whatnot. But at the same time, you know, it's just like I said, that, you know, pretty much like, pretty much night and day. You know what I mean? Like Michael versus Prince. You know what I mean? That type of thing. Last week, I literally compared Bret to Prince, and I compared Shawn to Michael because Shawn's Mr. WrestleMania. I mean, Mike's the King of Pop. Shawn's a showstopper. Mike had Thriller. Let's just, you know, just call it what it is. Yeah. So they, you know, so as far as that's concerned.
To one of the comments, and thank you, Vaughn, for your input there. One of the comments that was put on there that they were also during the Dark Ages. I saw that pop up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was dark about it, right? Until they formed the NWO, they were still on top. Okay, they were still running WWE. And at the point, I mean, that's like saying when hip hop really fell off and Jay-Z and all those guys stopped putting out album after album, hip hop went into a dark space. But the other hip hop heads tell me, well, that just wasn't for you. But hip hop didn't go nowhere. To me, it died, right? It just, you know, it had a heart attack, as Wayne would say. But there's no way it was bad. Their business was bad. Business was not good. Well, I don't say business was not as good then. Well, Hogan left. That's my point. Once Hogan left, the company went down. It had zero to do with Bret Hart. It had zero to do with Shawn Michaels.
No, I'm blaming
That's when they were being pushed to a new generation. Even when the Attitude Era started, the numbers were low. So to make that statement when you are very, very intelligent wrestling fan, and I take a lot of things from you, I say, shit, I hate that he's right. This time you're completely wrong on that assumption and that narrative.
I commend you for even entertaining this guy, because you know this guy's on his phone eating some shitty popcorn, just laughing maniacally. Just he's eating stupid popcorn because he's saying stupid things. Don't even entertain him. Well, let's carry on. I like the picture that we got here.
Ironically, though, they've only faced each other like 10 times. You know what I mean? Thriller's still the best-selling album of all time, 40 years later, and still untouchable.
That's amazing.
It's still the number one selling album of all time. That's a fact. And this is a take that no one likes. And DJs, I think, only heard me say this privately, so I'm gonna say it publicly now. I personally think that Thriller has been surpassed. Because there's only 10 songs on that album, and 4 of them you don't ever want to hear again. I don't ever have to hear Beat It ever again. I don't have to hear Billie Jean. When I hear it, it's on. I don't put on Billie Jean. I don't put on Thriller.
You don't?
No.
Maybe not Throw so much for Billie Jean.
How many people actually play The Girl Is Mine? You know what I mean? They're historical albums, but to me, they've been surpassed as an album. Michael has not been surpassed, but Thriller has been surpassed to me as that album. I thought Confessions was just as good as that. I thought 24 Karat Magic was just as good as Thriller. And I damn sure think that nobody wants to say it. I'm gonna say it. White Boy Blue Eyes and Justin Timberlake's was that Suit and Ties album was pretty damn fire as well. I think all of them are comparable. And money-wise, Confessions is Not too. Give it 30 more years. What would confessions be? Right. But here's the true confession about these two.
There we go. That was a good. That was good.
Let me know your thoughts. Whose is number one for you? We know Grand Poobah's is Bret Hart.
It's the Hitman, damn it.
Mine is Shawn Michaels. But if you were to say Bret Hart, let me go put my glasses on. I got something too. Other than the ones y'all had from SummerSlam. You couldn't find your other ones there. But I got a pair for glasses.
It's Royal Rumble.
For Father's Day, Royal Rumble. What did I say? SummerSlam?
SummerSlam.
Yeah, I definitely said the wrong thing. 2020 experience. Thank you for fixing me on that one. See? So I got team for to fix my shit. All right. But these two to me, merchandise-wise, HBK sold out.
Yeah.
Jewelry, girls love them. People have to understand that.
Oh, yeah, they were down.
All the time. If women, LL Cool J is the GOAT. Let's stop the conversation. Why is LL Cool J the GOAT? I'm going to tell you right now. Ladies love Cool James. Yeah, his lyrics are fire as fuck to me too. But when women start liking you, you win. You win. Absolutely, you win. Final thoughts, Grand Poobah, before we get out of here. Thank you for coming on as well. Appreciate you.
No, thank you for inviting me and leaving the door open so I can be here. That was very kind of you. I mean,
I said
that's
good
too. No, don't you yell at Good Chris. That's Good Chris. He's a very friendly man. That's Good Chris. I give people nicknames.
Oh,
like Z.
Shawn Michaels is not even close. I just think that's such a.
Well, you know,
I think it's very close. I think it's.
I just think it's the air in Florida. Like I would hate to live out there.
In Florida. So,
I feel very bad for you, Michael.
No offense, you live in a smog city of New York City.
Michael, you gave me
You got more trash on the ground than you got food in the streets.
The only trash I'm seeing right about now is what's coming out your mouth. Okay, now let me finish my thought here. Very rude. Thank you. That was a good word. I'm going to remember that. Oh God, George is not in the chat. I wanted him to write that down for me. Damn it. But both have really, really great careers. I think Vaughn really nailed it on the head when he talked about their careers. Like Bret Hart's career, you know, it ended so abruptly, and you know, and he was still so much more that he could have gave. Like sometimes when I hear people when they talk about, man, if he was able to still go in that early 2000s matches against, you know, a young Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle. I mean, that was a match that we were robbed out of, and I mean, there's pretty more people, and I can't think of it. But both have great. CM Punk, look at that, a Bret Hart CM Punk match. There's so many
about them themselves is why I brought that up. Actually, I'm not sure that'd have been a great match, frankly, to be truthfully honest with you.
What Bret and
Punk, maybe well, because to me, Punk does have some Macho Man in him, so maybe so. Because Macho Man and Bret Hart.
I was sitting and say I think Bret just brings out the best in you. I think no matter what the style, there's a lot of matches that I had to catch up with because I missed a lot of matches, and I was like, wow, he really brought out one of my favorite matches of his. I mean, because we'll get to talk about Bret. It was a match with 1, 2, 3.
When he said, this man's face, it's like, fuck you, Shawn.
I love Bret Hart. I love that he just keeps the thing going along. Like people get upset when they mention he hasn't lightened up on Bill Goldberg. Good. Keep it up. Oh, I see one. I don't think this match would have happened because I think Chad Gable came in and looked. Who is doing it? I will never come on this shitty show ever again. I'm
sorry, shitty.
I'm very. Yeah. What kind of management are you having here? Who are you letting?
Previously on the Mike Knoxxx Show.
Why are you letting him?
Best UTR wrestling show.
For that, just saying, it can't be shitty. It's the best show on UPR. Go ahead.
That was so good. You had that in your back pocket, and I bet you're not even. I don't even think you're wearing pants.
No. Oh.
You're just nasty. Go put some pants on, Mike.
I got on Marvel pajamas right now underneath here. All right.
Damn, that's good.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'm done here. I think I've bothered you guys long enough. But Bret Hart is great. Shawn Michaels had a fantastic career. And he's doing, you're right, Jeffrey. The Great Disrespect Act is crazy today. Mike, you have a fantastic show. It ain't shitty. I just think the people that's working for you, except Vaughn. Vaughn, you're doing a fantastic job. You have a great green hat. Last letter, man. Awful. That's what I'm calling Z now.
Here. Thanks for being on, y'all. We'll be right back. Mike Knoxxx Show.
Breaking news, this just in, shots have been fired. I will say anything to get listeners, because dirt sheets rule and so does Dave Meltzer. I'm shaking my dang head. OMG, Mike Knoxxx, back to you.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Oh, what a show, guys. Thank you, Grand Poobah, for coming on. Appreciate you always. I do. I had to get him on because I know he looks at it from a different perspective than I do as a Bret Hart fan, being first, where for me, Bret's number two. Some comments that, it's not even close. I think when it still comes to the squared circle, only Kurt Angle is better than Bret Hart inside that ring. Only Kurt Angle. Eddie Guerrero's good. Benoit's good. Dynamite Kid to me never gets spoken about. But in that squared circle, Kurt Angle, and then there's Bret Hart. And Kurt Angle to me has a little bit of a leg up because he's an Olympic wrestler who was very good to turn Greco-Roman wrestling into sports entertainment wrestling. So I thought he made that jump. But for someone who was, clearly just taught sports entertainment wrestling in the dungeon, there's nobody better than Bret Hart inside that square circle. But when it comes to big match feels and the way that matches go, and again, your opinion, my opinion may not matter, but whose opinion should matter is those who are above us. Like Dice gets some other time when it comes to music goes, oh, well, this person said this, so okay, I get mad at it and I say whatever, fuck them, that's their opinion. But they know a little bit more than me because they're in the business. Okay, so you have people like The Undertaker, you got Kane flat out saying there is no one better performer. Michael, I take it to the better than Shawn Michaels inside that square circle. He just didn't have it all between the pipes. And again, I'm one of the people who thought that he was way better as that Michaels was better before the injury. I just like that Michaels better. It was male flamboyant, but he came back a honest man, a true man. But executive consultant wants to come on and say a few words. We get out of here. We're gonna bring him on real fast. What's going on, executive consultant?
Real quick. I just want to let everybody know because I'm hot. I've been hot all day, right? You asking me why I'm hot, Mike Knoxxx? I'll tell you what. Huh?
It's hot in Florida.
It is hot. So this not help. Trust me, the 101 degree ain't help. But I have to go tonight for the watch along with Freckle Sensei and Evil Dose, and I have to go ahead and I have to talk about some Rick and O'Shea because I'm about sick and tired of all these fans out there acting like there's a problem with him leaving. And I'm pissed off, and I'm not going to take it anymore. So I just want everybody to know to join on this very channel, the UPRW channel, for the Raw watch along with myself, Freckle Sensei, and Evil Dose. I'm going in on the X Speed Champion. Thank you for your time.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. There's no wonder you get D's and everything.
That's exactly what I felt about Bret Hart conversation.
Oh, you sack of horse shit, you wish. Listen, guys,
I am so glad he left. You better fucking leave.
Oh, God, it's going on backstage, guys. Listen, guys, we're going to get about here before we have a mutiny on our hands here and have everyone understand. This is the Mike Knoxxx Show. I appreciate all you guys for being a part of it in the chat room, holding us down as well. Like, follow, and subscribing to the program. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, get ready for after our show. We do have a plethora of shows here on Unpop Review. We have the watch along he just mentioned. Probably about 8:30 it probably starts, but join us live. And we got an NXT crew. Stella is back with her original co-host. Grand Poobah is back. AEW, we got White Guy Wednesdays, White Wasted Wednesdays, now being joined by Cactus Katie, the lovely Cactus Katie. Then we got specials on Thursdays. This Thursday we should have a prediction show for Clash of the Title, and then Saturday mornings, that is afternoons, we do have the SmackDown Penitentiary show. And frankly,
and it's just I hate to say it, it's just a lot of fun to play.
The husband and wife review show is coming back this week, talking Ghost final season. Power's been on for 10 years, y'all. Who said 50 Cent couldn't do it? All right, that man's only taken one loss in his whole life. That's because he tried to change the theme song, and the fans got in his ass, pause, Diddy all included, and they had to go out there and bring back the old theme song. So make sure y'all come check that out. But again, people, as always, I love you. I thank you for being a part of me. Without you, I could not be here. So also, do me a favor, guys. You cannot wake up tomorrow morning and say to yourself, I love me some me, and don't love God. Or also know that Shawn It's women's wrestling. Oh, they right here, y'all. I'm gonna be playing around. Oh, time. We out of here, y'all. Fingers.
Lose it, bite my tongue for no one. I put you on blast. So all the news channels, y'all can kiss my ass. Other YouTube or Google me, turn it up and play it. Cause many people think it, I just had the balls to say it.
You ready? Let's go! At the money, now you're wrong. What you getting in? Perfect Plex Radio, got them listening. Mike Knoxxx, from Cena to The Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News, the interviews, this a one-stop shop.